Hello, everybody. Welcome today to our presentation, the most procurement and the most predominant topic today. We're going to be discussing that's covering the whole levels of the market, and that is the digital transformation. Digital transformation actually it has taken a lot of approaches from starting from 2010 2011, right, in which most of the governments they have transformed their business into e-government, into digitalization, right, and as well into etender.gov, which I had also worked through it, right, when I was working with United Nations, UNDP appointed to MSAT, right, and I had contributed into it as well, right. So basically today, what we're going to be discussing, right, is the importance of project management in digital transformation. And in the first place, what is digital transformation? Okay. So by taking the small story from here, right, we have the little Fred who decided to go into the business of uh, retailing and reselling of the fruits and vegetables products, commodities, right? So he purchased a small grocery, right? And in order to start working on the supplying of those products to the customers, right? He had to go to his address book and start looking for all the group of suppliers that he can reach them and communicate to provide him the best price, the best delivery time, and the qualitative product that they can get. So little Fred, he started by selecting and performing analysis, right, on the best selected suppliers, right, and then afterwards, right, he had to, once he has selected, he had to raise a purchase order, and then the purchase order, right, it had to go to the uh, item fulfillment, so it went into the inventory, right, and in which the inventory, right, they had received the order from the supplier and they had to perform the packing and release of that product. And then the supplier had to communicate as well to the transporter in which the inventory, right, took the product delivered uh, to the driver, right, and for the delivery, right, and then he had to head into Fred's grocery. Once the driver he had reached, right, he had to meet Eric, who is the accountant or friend, and he handed his invoices and provided the product. And Eric, right, the finance, he had to pay back the money, right, to him. And before that, he had to reconfirm that the delivery is being entitled as per the purchase requisition being given. And then Fred, he has started to set things in order, and then the customers start to go to the shop to start purchasing, right? So the money that was picked up by the customers, right, Fred had to collect them by his accountant. His accountant has to go to the bank on daily basis and deposit, reconcile those into as an account receivable into the account, right, into bank account. And similarly, the driver had to pick up the money, go back to the supplier. Supplier had to send the driver into the bank in order to reconcile that amount. So little Fred, right? He thought that um, it's all manual paperwork, and the papers of the invoices, right? He has receiving had been contaminated, right, on his shelf. So he said, I need to have a more visualized way to have an automated process in which I have a sales module from an ERP system, right, where I can, once I issue a sales order, raise up a sales order, it goes back directly into the supplier, right? Pick and release, right? It goes to pick and pack and release from the inventory, right? Goes to the transporter, from transporter with the invoice, right? Given to the letter Fred, accountant, Eric, and then Eric can hand the money over and automatically the bank is reconciliated, right? Or, right, it could be another way in that is more obvious if we're going to consider digital transformation is that to have it online payment, right, where no one has to pay the money on cash basis. So all the online will be done as an OLTP, online transaction processing, right? And by that, all the process will be automated. So when it comes to digital transformation, as we have seen the simple example from Little Fred Grocery, right? It is the basic fundamental way of transforming your manual work into a more fashionable way, digitalized, right, and more uh, performance-wise that will cause your level of business to start getting at the top, right, by time and time. For example, Little Fred, he has a small grocery. By the business becoming procurer, he will start to have a supermarket, and then we have a mall mart, right? Consider that example on different business organizations, whether for startup companies, moving into corporate, moving into limited liability, moving to a corporate, moving into multinational organization. The most important thing in any organization is that they need to make the speed of performance, quality, and revenue, right? And customer satisfaction, of course, right? That will be brought by the quality of service being provided. Now, as I have said in the first part of my presentation, we are also focusing today to discuss about the role of the project management in digital transformation and how he's going to contribute in that area. Now, as we know from previous sessions that the project management is being defined as the application of knowledge, utilizing tools and techniques, right, in order to meet the customer requirement, and that in other words, meeting the project requirements. But I will add to that as well, right, is that not only tools and techniques, but again, we have individual and interaction, right? And we have as well customer cooperation, stakeholder cooperation. To what? In order to produce a deliverable, a product, a service result, which it suits the customer requirement, tailored solution based on the customer requirement. So the project management, right, in the first thing in part in the conception area, in the initiation, right, he will start asking why we are performing that work, right? So the project manager, he's the maestro who's going to be in the centralized in according to the voice of the customer at one diagonal area, the voice of the team from another angle, Victorian angle, and the third one, right, which is going to be the performing organization. Performing organization, it has a tactical approach. If it's a short, small company like a startup company, 6 months or 1 year maximum, they're looking uh, to have a certain objectives to be achieving from digital transformation, right, transforming their business, or for corporate and multinational organization from 5 to 10 years, whom they are strategic objectives need to be achieved. So the maestro, right, the project management, he's the one who's going to be taking those objectives, right, strategic or tactical approach objectives, and he's going to transform them into project goals. So the project management, he needs to collect the whole requirements that being gathered, whether from the client side or from the performing organization, and then he needs to go and set a plan. Now, the plan, it is a team buy-in. It's a team buy-in, and project management never do his plan alone. He just fill up the scope document. He sets up the first hierarchical structure of the, we call it the high-level plan, and then with a team buy-in, he start performing the work breakdown structure, right? And then after that, he start allocating those works, right, to the customer. So the project management, as we say, he is like a vehicle, right, or the tires burning on the right road, right, and that he will speed up that vehicle to get the execution right, making sure that there is no out of scope, right, is being performed. So the project is just targeting a scope, right, making sure the left and right margins, right, they are which concluding the out of scope, they will not be included unless if they are being initialized as a change request and being reevaluated. Okay, and through his process, he will be monitoring, controlling the whole process till the delivery is being delivered to a product, service, result. In today's market, right, we can see that okay, CEOs, they have strategic alliance, they have strategic goals, right? But the person who is going to be a team player who's going to make that dream to become reality is the project management, is a senior project management, is the PMO director who manages multiple projects with multi payments, millions of dollars, right? So Right here, we can see that the project management, he plays a very important in digital transformation in which he will be able to assure four main areas that will have an occurrence once project management set for handling those sort of projects or portfolio programs. So you need to make sure that you'll be having a more efficient and procure, right? Strategic goals alliance, right? They will be, all right, from different alliances, right? They will be delivered. So I have an alliance who has to a dream to have his business be automated. So the project management is going to perform that, right? Communicating between the teams, right? More collaboration within the team. As I said, he's the central maestro in between the VOC, voice of customer, voice of the team, as well on the performing organization. He's focused more on the results, delivering a product service results, right? He's the one who sets when the which process we're going to adapt, either methodology. If according to Stacy diagram, requirements are well and clear, let's go traditional, or requirements are not required, so let's go through agile, right? And remember, agile, it's a philosophy, right? And agility, it's the performance that we need to perform that. So he can select, should we go extreme programming? Shall we use lean? Shall we go scrum pan? Shall we go hybrid, right? Or whether things are getting complicated and both processes cannot be adapted. So what's the other strategy we're going to undertake? It's the project management, right? So he's the maestro who selects the best approach, right? How to take decision. He's about making decisions, right? How to succeed with that project, how to reach the people to the land in a safe way, right? So he's more analytical, right? We always analyze what are the requirements, what are the fault tolerance that could occur, right? If we didn't follow that approach, right? He uses the best process. He looks onto economical values, return on investment, internal rate of return, payback period, net profit, right? That's going to be done. So we have today covered the high level perspective of digital transformation, right? Converting or automating your process, right? And the role of the project management and how the project management is going to contribute in the most important predominant areas and the four areas that is going to go successful for digital transformation. On our next topic, right, we're going to be discussing the importance of project management in artificial intelligence, right, and how he contributes to that area. Thank you very much for your time. This is Aman Ahmed Zaki, the PMO Director at SoftClick, online expert consultant in project management and business solutions, right, digital marketing with Soft Academy, with online tools.